Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us for Funnel Friday. Appreciate everyone being here. Hope you guys are doing well. I am joined here with Lorenzo and Natalie. So they are moderators in today's session. My name is Brad Parnell. I'll be your host. If you guys want to say hey in the chat, Lorenzo and Natalie will reach out to answer any questions, help us out here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know there's a lot of back and forth communication on moving from Zoom and time zone stuff. So thanks for bearing with me as we get this new platform figured out. But it's a great platform. So we'd love everyone to chat in, say hello, tell us where you're joining from, and we'll get things kicked off. All right. So today's going to be a great session. I'm so excited you guys are here. Good to see all you guys. A lot of familiar names. We're going to be going through lead magnets, which is a really important concept to understand. And if you stay to the very end too, I've got a free gift for you and some cool downloads. So thank you guys for being here. We're here in a snowpocalypse in Texas. I'm sure you guys have all heard what's going on. You guys are probably experiencing some of that too with this crazy winter weather. But thank you guys for all being here. Let's go ahead and get started. So again, my name is Brad Parnell. I'll be hosting us today. We've got Lorenzo and Natalie in the chat here. They're going to be hanging out with us. So we're going to be talking about lead magnets today. So lead magnets are a critical piece when you're talking about a website or a sales funnel. And what we're going to discuss today is these four things. So one, we're just going to cover like what is a lead magnet. I'm going to walk you through how to create an irresistible lead magnet. And then what to do after someone actually downloads your lead magnet. What are next steps? And then I've got a secret bonus at the end that I'm going to, actually two bonuses. One's a free download and another is a great tip that you guys can start applying. So part one, let's talk about what is a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is simply a marketing term for a free item or service that is given away for the purpose of gathering contact details. For example, lead magnets can be a trial, subscriptions, samples, white papers, e-newsletters, free consultations. I'm going to be giving you some specific examples visually too, so you can see what those are. But at the very core root, this is an important concept for you guys to get. Lead magnets are used to create sales leads. So what exactly makes a good lead magnet? So here's the four things that are critical to have a great lead magnet. The first is having high perceived value. So it's the value of what you're delivering. It needs to be specific and targeted to your dream customer and solve a real problem they are facing in an area of your real expertise. This is important to understand because the more general you get, if you're trying to give general advice to the general population for a general problem, no one is going to download your lead magnet. Nobody. If you can figure out a very specific problem for a specific audience and position you as the specific expert, people are going to download and you're going to win. So that's a critical one to understand. And then instant gratification. So your dream customers are looking for a solution quickly. So we got to make it fast, make it easy, and make it simple. So don't wait to give them the solution after they give you the email address, right? There's nothing worse than you hooking someone with a lead magnet, getting your information, and then nothing comes, or it might take a day or two. And by the time you get it, you forgot why you even put in your email address and who is sending you this thing of free value. So make it really quick and easy for them to get exactly what you're getting. And then the third thing is demonstrate your expertise and your authority. So the truth is when your dream customer gets your lead magnet, it should position you as the expert and as the guide. So it really becomes a no-brainer to choose you over the competitor. And lastly, it needs to have a clear and logical call to action. So at the end of your lead magnet, there should be a very clear way that helps them get what they want and help you get what you want and help them ascend that value ladder. So we talk about that value ladder a lot, how to add extreme value. So this is all compressed into a lead magnet because it's your opportunity. If someone downloads something from you and they consume that content, we're going to call them into what's next. Now that we've helped you here, this is the next logical step in the journey. We don't want to, if you've seen any of my other webinars or teachings, we don't want to put the final step of the value ladder right out in front of them after they get something for free, right? You don't want to say, hey, here's my free thing. And after you download that and say, here's my most expensive thing. Do you want it right now? We want to say, hey, here's the free thing. And then if you like this, here's the next step that you can take to go a little bit deeper with us, one step. We're trying to stay in sequence here. So this is from Time, and they say on average visitors stay on websites for not more than 15 seconds, and most of them might not ever return again. Why am I sharing this with you? Well, if you have a lead magnet, the chances that those visitors are going to actually engage with you becomes a lot higher. And this is what we've been preaching, that if your website should not be a static brochure, we believe that you should have a funnel, and the job of a funnel is to guide people through the sales process. They're not coming to your website just to consume information and read lots of text. They're there because they need to solve a problem, and you need to be the guide to help them solve that problem. And if they're not committing to you anything, then we've missed an opportunity. So we have to capitalize the fact that people don't stay on websites very long, and we've got to get their attention quickly, right? Attention is incredibly important. Get their attention, give them a call to action so they can take action, and you can have a next step with them. So an important thing to consider too is when we say lead magnet, this is not just a subscribe box. So how many of you guys have been to a website and there's just a subscription box like this in the slide here, where it's just, hey, subscribe to our monthly newsletter, right? Have you guys seen this before? You had that on your website? Yep. So it's okay. Most people have this because we were all taught that this is the way to do it. But it's almost like when you see people driving around in an air conditioning van or professional service, and they've got these almost bigger than their logo or their social media icons, and it says, follow us on social. It's like, why? Why am I going to follow you on social media? What value are you going to provide me by me following you on social? So the same thing is with these lead magnets, this is not just a subscribe to your newsletter. The question we need to ask here is, what are you delivering if I follow you or if I subscribe to your newsletter? And luckily, the lead magnet solves that problem for us. So if you have this on your website right now, that's okay, but let's fix it. And you're going to change this into something of value to help your dream customers get to the next step in their journey. So let's look at some very specific examples. I'm going to go through 9 different lead magnets. If you want to screenshot some of this, or you can watch the replay later, but this is some really good ideas of what you can do for your lead magnet. So if you remember back in the day, how many of you guys remember, and you can share in the comments here, I'm interested to see if you remember this, magazines and postcards that used to have free samples in them, like physical little vials of like cologne or perfume, or like lotions or things in a very small pack, like tucked right inside of the magazine or the postcards. You guys remember those? So this is just a way to digitally replicate what direct response mail used to be when they had those. So this is great if you have a physical product and you can do a small sample size of it. And I mean, if you look at this example, the shape, the face, look younger. I'm trying to read this, sorry, it's small, but basically getting a free sample of that cream, right? So what can you do on your website to say, hey, before you go, would you like a free sample that's delivered to you? And there's actually something called a free plus shipping offer you might have seen before. A lot of people use it on their book funnels to say, hey, I'm going to give this to you completely for free, just pay shipping. The shipping covers our cost. What you're doing is you're psychologically changing the mindset of that visitor into a buyer. You've got their credit card, you're giving them something of high value for free, and then they can naturally send that value ladder. So the next is a training video. So this is a really interesting example. It looks a little bit dated, but it's still effective. And that's an important thing too that I want to make sure you guys understand. Having come from the really highly creative design marketing agency for over a decade, we've done some really beautiful looking sites and made things look fantastic. And those are not always the things that get results. They make us feel better about our brand and feel better about our website, but it's not geared towards the customer or the client getting the result that they want. It's geared to making us feel good that we've got a pretty looking brand and pretty looking website, but that's not what we want. So we don't want anything that's confusing or pointless. We want to make sure it's really clear. So with training videos, this is someone giving away a free training video piano lesson. So get free piano lessons, simply enter your first and last name and access 4 free video piano lessons. So do you guys think that they're having to make 4 videos every time that someone downloads this? Yeah, that's right. They're not. This is all pre-recorded content. So while these guys are sleeping, they can be getting names and emails and a little bit of information in exchange for delivering something that they just had to create once. And the game here is one to many. And I'm sure just like everyone in here wants to have a solution that they can provide to many people, but just do once and still have extreme value. And that's the secret of a good lead magnet, is you can give extreme value, but you're not having to do it every time uniquely for every person. So another one is a template. So if your dream customer is trying to solve a problem and you can give them a head start by giving them a framework or checklist, this builds trust quickly. So a lot of our clients that we're working with, when we're looking at, hey, what is a good lead magnet? Usually it is something like a video or a quick template, and you can always upgrade this over time. And I'm going to give you some specific next steps about how you can do this for your business a little bit later. But think about, like, what are the 5 or 10 things that you can just give someone for free to help them on their journey? So let's say if you're in like the tax planning business and someone has a tax headache they don't know how to solve, maybe you can come up as being the guide or the solution to say, hey, we're going to give you 10 things that you have never thought of that are going to help you on your journey to reducing the pain of taxes that you can implement yourself in X amount of minutes. And the more specific you get, the more traction you're going to get. If you just say, hey, download the free tax guide that's going to help you with your taxes, we're not saying what the outcome is going to be when I download that, how long it's going to take me, how many tips are in there. I don't know if I'm downloading a huge, crazy long ebook that I'm never going to read, or if it's going to be something really compact and easy that I can consume and apply. So being specific, you're going to get more information. So think about what are the X amount of tips that I can achieve in X amount of time to get X amount of results. And again, think about it from the customer side. How can you relieve that pain quickly with tips or advice? The next is a trial. Oh, and what do you know? It's Genie Rocket up here. That's a good example. So a free trial is basically, if you have a software product, like our software product is Genie Rocket, having someone be able to start it for completely free is a great way to give limited time access, because if you believe in your tool so much, you're willing to give it away because you know people are going to want to stay after that trial. And if they want to leave, that's okay, because they weren't the right fit and they weren't going to stay anyways. So if you have some sort of online training course or software or digital product, that's another great way to see an increase of getting their information in exchange for something of extreme value. Next up is quizzes. So this is a great way. I was reading some articles, putting this together for you guys, and these have over a 30% conversion rate on average. That means if 100 people, targeted people, come to your website, you potentially could have 30 people filling out a quiz, putting in their name and their email at the end of a multi-question quiz to get the answers or results. So if you have a complex consultative solution, this invites your dream customer to let you be the guide quickly. So these are some quick examples. So this first one here is take our quiz to find out what vitamins and supplements are best for you, and we'll send them to you in convenient daily packs. Easy as pie. Get started. This next one, which decade does your home actually belong in? Take the quiz. So we're leading everyone in with curiosity. This is called a curiosity hook. We want to ask really good questions, and we want to provide extreme value. But think about this for your business. What can you take people through that's an interactive quiz that actually gives them value at the end? So again, example for, if you're in the tax industry or preparing taxes, it could be find out if you qualify for X percentage of savings that most people don't know about. Like, holy cow, I'm interested. Like, we're going to ask you 5 questions to help you achieve this result. And you can step by step go through and answer yes, no, have multiple questions. And then the end is either a, hey, congratulations, you do qualify, or, hey, I'm sorry, it looks like you don't qualify, but let's schedule a consultation so we can talk about what your other options might be. And as a pro tip, if you're already on Genie Rocket, the good news is you can do this inside the platform. You can create your own quiz within the survey tool. So you can have a multi-step quiz, and there's some really neat logic built in where you can say, if they answer it this way, ask them this question. If they answer it the other way, ask another question. So you guys can start doing that now. So next up, we've got case studies. So case studies are a great way to highlight your authority, show third-party validation and credibility while collecting an email address. So in order for people to give you an email in exchange for a case study, we've got to make sure that is a really good case study. And these are the two words I want you to remember is story and statistics. We have to make sure that what you provide has a great story with it and some really strong statistics that are going to engage people. If I clicked on something for your business and it just shows me like 89% of people love to work with me, here's a quote, and I'm done, that's not very engaging. If you actually took the time to show me a 2-minute video of a customer in their office saying how great you were and how much they loved working with you and the transformation that you brought them, as well as some key statistics, do you guys think that's going to have a higher conversion value? It's going to be phenomenally better. So when you're creating case studies, just remember story and statistics are very important. And doing video, a lot of you we've worked with and talked about doing video, and the question comes up of high quality video. And I'd love to throw this out to you guys to answer. Do you feel like the production quality of video is more important, or do you feel like the content in the video is more important? Let me know your answers in the chat. Yep. So Lorenzo and Natalie, it looks like everyone is in unanimous agreement for content. So that is absolutely right, guys. The content is so much more important than the quality. Now, granted, you want to have good audio, you want to have good video. I was listening to some other research that talked about, which blew my mind, the audio quality is actually more important than the video quality, and then the content is actually more important than both. So if you think about it, if you're consuming information, you're not going to be scrutinizing like the quality of the video. What you want is, what is the value they're providing me? And you got to make sure that you can hear it well. So when you're trying to do these, don't worry about having a video crew with you. Don't worry about renting a camera. Most of you probably have one of these types of devices that can shoot amazing video, better than the best cameras that we had 5 or 10 years ago, we now can have on our phones and we carry them around with us. So don't be afraid to shoot authentic content, because people would rather watch something that's real than watch something that's perfect. So don't be afraid to shoot those kind of videos. Next up is coupons and discount codes. So how many of you like sales, right? How many of us acted upon an offer or a sale when we were thinking about it and unsure, and a sale kind of pushed us over the edge? So sales and deals have always worked, and they will continue to work. And if you use the value stack principle, you can show extreme value. And if you want to have an extra measure of urgency, you can create a countdown timer, right? And all of us know that those most of the time aren't real. I think I've only seen one countdown timer that was actually true. And after that was up, like you could not get any more, and it took you to another page. But for the most part, it creates the psychological sense of urgency. And even though we know that it might still be there, there's something in the back of our minds that's the what if this does go away. So figuring out ways that you can add some urgency and do sales. People love sales. They've always been around. That doesn't mean you have to dilute the value of your product, but that's a great way to get some people in the door as a lead magnet. Next up, our checklist. Again, this is probably one of the easiest ones to do. Single page checklists are a great way to add quick value, highlight your brand. And this is an important one a lot of us forget, but show your personality. So if you've seen on Genie Rock everything that we do, we kind of have a fun brand. We're not afraid to show some cool confetti, some funny animated GIFs. That's part of our brand personality. We use a lot of emojis, and that's just who we are. And we're not ashamed about it, because we don't want to be perceived as a button-up, stiff, stoic brand, because that's not who we are. We're full of energy, life, and that's our personality, and that's what we want our brand to be perceived as. So think about that for you guys. And this is something maybe in the future we can provide. And actually, if you want, this is kind of off the cuff, but Natalie, if you could put in the chat window the link that we use for the brand archetypes, this would be kind of a free bonus exercise you could go through. This is something that we use with a lot of our clients to help them define what kind of brand personality are you. So I would recommend checking out this link that Natalie is about to post. and you can help define your brand personality to see, you know, are you the wise sage? Are you the explorer? Are you the adventurer? There's lots. Are you the everyman? So it kind of helps you understand who your brand is. And then when you're putting together these lead magnets and doing things like this, inject some of that personality. You want to add value, but people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And the likability part is very important. All right, and then we've got webinars, and surprise, we're on one right now. So you guys see the value of this because you're in here. But if you've got an information product or a complex solution, or want to just continue to add value to your customers, a webinar gives you the chance to build trust and create connections. And then as a pro tip, you know, if you are in Genie Rocket, you have full access to our academy. We did a webinar last Friday that was just about webinars, so you can see some details in there. And then I did want to share something with you guys. If you like the tool that we're using right now, these are our friends at Demio, and they're actually offering up a free trial, and we're an affiliate partner with them. So if you have any interest in doing webinars like this for your tribe, I would recommend signing up for free. It's actually ends up being cheaper than Zoom and is a great way to showcase your brand to do webinars. So if you are doing webinars or thinking about doing webinars, I would definitely recommend signing up for Demio and checking it out. It's an awesome solution. And webinars are a great way to get in front of people with your message. So that is another lead magnet example. So I'm just going to pause for a second here, and I know we've covered a lot of content. Before we move into the next section, I want to open up for a small Q&A. Do you guys have any questions so far of what we've covered or gone over? Man, you guys are smart as whips over here. You guys are getting it all, I guess. Awesome. Well, hey, let's keep going. Oh, so this was this is funny. I was actually doing screenshots of all the different lead magnets I was finding. I didn't get a chance to organize them, but you're going to start noticing these everywhere. And these can come in terms of ads you see. And then when you click the ads, what they're offering you. So I would encourage you too, just to be on the lookout. Now that you understand like the concept of a lead magnet, you know, start screenshotting and start studying the ones that are working. And those are the ones that you want to replicate. These guys have spent probably tens of thousands of dollars on ads, on copy, on testing, and they know what works. They've got the right psychology of the types of buttons, the types of content, and they're doing it and it's working. So I would encourage you just to make a folder of those. I do screenshots on my phone all the time from emails that I like, from Tony Robbins and different thought leaders, where I can just capture those, put them in a library so I can pull them up later for inspiration. Okay, how many of you guys are ready for part 2? How to actually create one of these. We know what they are now. I've shown you some examples. Now we're going to learn how to create them. And are you guys getting value out of this? Am I adding value today? Is this a good session? Awesome. Good. Because guys, I'm doing this completely for you. So I'm open if there's things that you want to learn, or if you want me to back up or pause. This is all for you guys to be successful. So I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so part 2 is how to create an irresistible lead magnet. So here's the 3 simple steps. Step 1 is going to be list out your dream customer and then their biggest pain point as it relates to your solution. This might sound elementary, but I promise you guys, the biggest and most successful brands have kept things this simple. Sometimes we get so complicated in our heads and all the noise that we forget about that. All right, hold on one second here, guys. Okay. So list out the dream customer, their biggest pain point as it relates to your solution. And then what I want you to do is get out a piece of paper and write down all the ways you can solve that problem in the form of one of the lead magnets above. So whether that's a checklist, a quiz, a webinar, a sample, a trial, a coupon, a case study, a training video, I want you to just exhaust all the different ways that you can solve that biggest pain point. And then once you've done that, the 3rd step is actually creating the lead magnet and building the delivery system that I'm going to show you here next. And I don't want you to pick out 3 of them. I don't want you to pick out 5 of them. I just want you to pick out the one that you think is going to be the biggest solution to the biggest pain. And I want you to commit to me that you're going to do this, and let's get to work in creating this, okay? So how you start this can be really simple. This is an example one that we just did. And if you can see from the screenshot, this is all done in Google Slides. So we do almost everything in Google Slides. So whether that's PowerPoint for you or Keynote, we love Google Slides because it's all web-based, it's super easy, and you can make things that look like this. And I'm gonna actually share this exact template with you guys here in just a little bit that you can download and edit on your computer and make it for yourself. So I'm giving you the exact framework here, this same template that we've used. And the great thing is from Google Slides or from PowerPoint, you can export these to a PDF, and that becomes your lead magnet. You don't have to hire a design team. You don't have to go buy a big expensive template and try to edit it. You can just do it yourself. And the whole theme of all this is us training you how to do this yourself so you can actually save money and you can understand truly how the system works, what's working, what's not working, what do we need to change, and that's going to get you the results the fastest instead of someone else relying to someone else doing it for you and you having to rely on them. And then it's important once you get this done, or here, let me pause here for just a second, and I'm gonna share this with you. Boom. So lead magnet template right there. So you guys download this. This is yours completely free. What you're gonna see is a Google Slides template. And on the first slide, it has instructions on it. So it's gonna show you how to actually make a copy of it and add it to your Google domain or just your Google account. And then you can modify that to yours. So you're gonna get this. I mean, this is the exact same thing I'm giving you. I spent hours on myself. You can have for free. Make sure you guys download that. That's freebie number 1. You're welcome. Hope you guys use it. And here's the next important thing. Once you have your lead magnet, then you can create a landing page or put this on your funnel or website to get people to that lead magnet. So now that you've downloaded it, it's what do we do with it next? So if you're on Genie Rocket, this is a great place where you can use a funnel or a landing page. And for an example, like this is one of ours that we did. You guys are on here for Funnel Friday. We did this landing page for Traffic Tuesday. And the whole purpose of that funnel, you could only click one button. And I think this is really important. If you use this on a landing page or use this on a funnel, make it where there's only one thing you want them to do. So we created this Traffic Tuesday page, and it was a big, long page, and the only thing you could do was register for the webinar. So when you have a really important lead magnet and you think it adds a ton of value, don't be afraid of dedicating an entire page to that lead magnet to get people to do that one thing. Because you know, if you've got their email address and they're doing that one thing, then over time, they might become your best customer, but we're not going to overwhelm them with everything they can do all at once, right? Because the name of the game is if you confuse, you will lose. So we have to create an abundance of clarity. And then, I guess that was just a webinar piece. Same thing, like if you're doing a webinar, the beauty of this is this adds people directly to your webinar. You can do the presentation, super easy to do. So let me pause there for a second. Do you guys have any questions on that lead magnet piece, on the template? Hope you guys got a chance to download that. I think that's gonna be a great resource for you. Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, we're gonna take a quick poll here just for fun. So we're gonna do a quick little break. And so I've got a poll here on the screen. And I'm just curious, have you guys ever done a lead magnet before? Or do you not even know if you've done a lead magnet before? Maybe this is the first time you've been enlightened of what a lead magnet is, or still not sure. But would love to hear how many of you have actually done a lead magnet. Awesome, awesome. Okay, cool. So a few of you have, a few of you have not. But what excites me the most is no one has said that they have no idea, which means I'm doing a good job of explaining what a lead magnet is because you actually know what they are. So that's great. So let's talk about part 3, what to do after someone downloads your lead magnet. So this is where follow-ups are incredibly important. There's a saying or a quote that stuck with me that the fortune is in the follow-up, and you might have heard me say that before. But if you don't follow up with these people, then there's no point of even doing a lead magnet, right? Because the end goal of doing a lead magnet is not just so you can give something away for free. The end goal of a lead magnet is that you're collecting an email address and you're building your list so you can nurture people into your tribe and create a better sales or marketing qualified lead, right? So after someone downloads it, I recommend at least 2 emails. I've actually got a series of 7 or 8 that I'm going to show you on the next screen. But these are the most important 2. So number 1 is just where you're delivering what you promised. So I recommend doing this twice, meaning if someone is putting in their name and email for something and they click go, that you're taking them to a next screen where they can immediately get that piece of information, just so it doesn't get lost in an email somewhere. You just don't want to play that game. So after they do that, I also recommend immediately having that second email. You can see our screenshot here. So if someone downloads that lead magnet I just showed you, it says we've cooked up some sweet strategy, your traffic guide. And it is a real simple email. It's not trying to sell them anything. It's just, here's what you requested. We hope you enjoy it. See you later. And then in 3 days later, they're going to get another fun email. We have a little waving hand emoji just to create some personality that says, hi, just checking in. And it basically says, hey, I hope you found value in that free guide we provided. Did you have any questions or anything we can help answer? So really simple, really clean. We're trying to be the guide and helping the customer get the transformation they're looking for. And the people that don't respond or don't care, that is okay, because we're going after the people that want help and want to take the next step. So those are the most important 2, but here's the most important 10. So I would screenshot this. Again, you'll get an automatic replay email after this is over, but these are the 10 most important emails for sales and nurturing after someone does download something. And obviously the bigger value you provide in your lead magnet is the more important you want to make sure that these emails are all dialed in. So I'm going to go through these really quick. You can take notes or you can do a screenshot here. So email 1 is delivering the asset, what I just showed you. Here's what you asked for. Email 2 would be an example, problem, and solution. So again, I'll just use the tax example. Hey, there's a big problem. People are overpaying in taxes and they don't know it. And we want to help people keep their hard-earned money. Wouldn't you agree that that you deserve to keep more of the money that you've worked so hard for? Here's some ways that we do that. Email 3 is going to be a testimonial. So this is going to highlight someone else that has experienced your service, simple testimonial. Email 4, overcoming an objection. So, hey, a lot of people, again, I'm going to use the tax example here, just role playing. A lot of people feel like that tax saving is not possible because they've heard so many people talk about it, but they've never experienced for themselves. We found that when you go through these steps in this order with a guide like us, on average, we save X% of people on taxes. Email 5 kind of tags along with that. This is the paradigm shift moment. And these are the most powerful emails. So again, on the sales tax side, it's going to have a personal story. Hey, once I was in a huge tax mess and I did not believe that I could save any money on taxes because I was just paying what they told me to pay. I didn't challenge it. I didn't fight it. And I just went along with it. And then I realized I was overpaying and I started saving this much money. And because I saw how much money I could save myself, I wanted to immediately give that to my friends and family, and they started saving money. And that's why I created this business. And that's why I want to help you to start saving this kind of money. So immediately we're building personal connection with storytelling with the paradigm shift moment. Does that make sense? And next up here, we've got the sales email. So this is the direct, like I've given you lots of value and now we're going to ask for the sale. So this would be an example again of, hey, I've helped you. I've shown you that this is possible. We have proof. I want you to take action because I want you to save money. Click here and let's schedule a consultation. So those are the sales emails that immediately go out after someone downloads a lead magnet. The next is the nurturing email. So the first nurturing email is going to be solving a problem. So this is where we're going to have a very specific example. Again, we might highlight, hey, this is a person that had this kind of problem with taxes and here's how we overcame it. Let's do the same for you. Email 8 is going to be offering more value. Hey, you downloaded this lead magnet. Here's maybe another tip or something that you can start doing on your own. We're assuming these people have not bought from you yet. And in most marketing platforms like Genie Rocket, it's going to say once they respond to a campaign, it's going to stop the automation. So if someone responds on your paradigm shift email, they're not going to get the sales email, and they're not going to get all the other nurturing emails, because now it's in a conversation mode and it's your job to close that consultatively, right? So solve a problem, offer value. Email 9 is remind them you have a solution to their problem. And then email 10 might just be sending people back to your website. Hey, we've given you lots of information, provided you lots of value, lots of testimonials. We'd love just you to come back to our funnel or site and remind yourself of why you got started in the first place with us, or why you downloaded this lead magnet. So I would hugely recommend that you take some of these and screenshot this, write these down. And again, it's not about being perfect. It's about just getting started and then optimizing over time. Is that helpful for you guys? Do you think you guys will use this email system? Great. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. And this is proven. I didn't come up with this. This is from lots of tried and tested methods. So we don't want to ever recreate the wheel, right? We are all here because we don't want to have to start from zero. I'm bringing things to the surface here that's giving you guys a head start and an unfair advantage. So we can already leverage what people have spent tens of thousands of dollars on to test and take advantage of it. So let's take advantage of it, okay? All right, bonus secret tip part 4. So how many of you guys have seen, so if you're on Genie Rocket, how many of you have seen the pop-up feature on Genie Rocket before? That looks something like this screenshot. Yep. So look, this is also a great way. Well, there's a couple different ways you can use this, but what's neat is whenever you go to a landing page, there's this invisible line pixel at the very top. I'm sure you've all seen this before. And now that I'm enlightening you on how it works, you're going to see this a lot more and understand what it is. It's called an exit intent pop-up. So what this means is when people try to scroll up on the browser and it crosses this invisible line, it's immediately going to trigger this pop-up. And the goal of that pop-up is to get people's attention. And it's called a pattern disrupt. We're disrupting the pattern of you exiting by throwing something in front of you real fast. And this is an example of what we did for ours. And this is a great way that you can use a lead magnet. So if someone is on your website or on your funnel, and maybe your call to action is like, hey, book a consultation or do this next step, and that person is about to leave and they're not interested. Do you guys remember on that very first slide, I talked about how most people bounce off a website just seconds after they get there and they don't come back? This prevents that bounce. This gets them to stick and be magnetized. So once someone is about to leave, this immediately pops up, and this is a great place to have your lead magnet. So an example for us on Traffic Tuesday, we're saying if you don't want to register for our free webinar about how to get unlimited traffic to your website or funnel, then at least get this free traffic recipe book. And you guys will actually have access to this because that's the free template I gave you. You get to see all the content in there. But that's just a Google Slides PDF that I personally put together over the weekends and made this whole thing. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. But this is when someone tries to exit. It's traffic expert secrets. Your traffic experts share their hidden secrets to successful online campaigns. Download now. Boom. Download my guide. Now, how many of you guys think this would be effective for your business? If you had someone scrolling up and you had a pop up with something of value, can you see how that could work for your business? These get a lot of activity, and I find even myself doing a lot of these, but you have to be very thoughtful about them and lead with curiosity and make sure you're adding value. Notice this isn't, hey, sign up for our email list so we can give you updates, right? Like, people don't care about that. No one wants general company updates. It's like, dude, I'm not buying from you. I'm leaving your website. I don't want company website updates, but this is all about them. We're giving them something of value to help them in the next step. And then if you are on Genie Rocket, here's a little pro tip. So this screen might look familiar to you. This is the funnel editing screen. And so at the very top on this first red arrow, you can see where it says pop-up. All you have to do is click that, and the pop-up will just show up on your screen, and you get the really simple drag and drop editor, and you can construct these just like this. And then, the second arrow at the very bottom shows the exit on pop-up. So show pop-up on exit. That's the magic button that activates the invisible line that's going to get you a lot of leads. That's the big fun bonus. That's the secret tip to activate your lead magnet. And that's the best way to present it. And so these really, really work. I see Kara in here saying the exit pop-up works. Kara has done a ton of funnels and seen this thing work, and they're amazing. So it really is magic. It's very cool. And they're super fun to do. And the fact that you guys can actually go in here and change them in minutes, you don't have to hire a tech team. You don't have to know how to do design. You just have to know how to drag and drop. And if you made it on this webinar, the good news is you can do it. You're qualified. Congratulations. So that's how the exit intent works on the pop-up. Let me ask you guys, and here in the comments, we can see Lorenzo, thank you, put a link to our Traffic Tuesday. So if you guys want to actually see this in action and see what we did, you can actually go to that genierocket.com/TT and see how we built that landing page. And you can even scroll up and see this pop up. And you can even put your email and see the emails that you get back just to kind of see how the system works. That's all built on Genie Rocket. And also join the webinar. So it's just like this, but it's on Tuesdays. We just had our first kickoff one last Tuesday. It was amazing. We had a great turnout. Lorenzo was teaching it. Unfortunately, his fire alarms were going off from all the frozen pipes, so I had to take over. But we talked about building your Dream 100 list and how to activate people into your funnel or into your website and start to build your Dream 100 list to get traffic. It was a really, really great one. And me and Natalie and Lorenzo would love to see you in the next one. So that's it for the lead magnet side. Another thing too, we've got a big bonus. We actually just activated this today. We made the decision yesterday and we move fast around here. So we're eliminating all barriers. If you don't already have Genie Rocket, just the platform, you can not only start for free, but we're making it where you don't even have to put in your credit card. So no more excuses to get Genie Rocket. If you don't have it, you get full access to the full tool to build these funnels, build these lead magnets, get running on it, and then you immediately get access to all of our past recordings of Funnel Fridays, all of our past recordings of Traffic Tuesdays. And so that's an irresistible offer for you guys. And I'm going to put a link in here real quick. So if you don't already have it, there's no excuses for you guys not to have it. I would love for you to get it. So you can click here to go to the sign up page. Again, completely free, no credit card required. I think most of you guys on here already have it. And I would just love to hear your thoughts. If you guys are here that already have Genie Rocket, if you want to share in the message screen, if you like it, if you think it's worth it, for anyone here that doesn't have it, I would love to get your thoughts. And because our goal here is really to help people in their marketing to be able to do this for themselves, generate more leads, more traffic, not have to pay thousands of dollars to an agency to do this for them. And the good news is when we say do this for them, like actually do all the ongoing work it takes to make a super successful funnel. And so the cool thing, and as you go through here, I'm not going to sell you guys on it right now yet, but we do have a done for you funnel solution that a lot of guys in the chat have paid for that too. And we actually build out your first complete funnel for you. So we help write the copy, we build the funnel, we create your emails, we teach you how to use it, we get you all set up. And then you come back in here for ongoing training for both like funnel optimization for Funnel Fridays and then the Traffic Tuesday of how to consistently get new traffic. It's great. It's been a great community so far. So if you don't already have it, would love to invite you into our community. Again, you get access to all the past trainings that we've done. So we've got Genie Rocket Academy, which means you just have on-demand videos for everything, and is a great place. So guys, thank you for being here. I know it's Friday. I wore my Fun Friday shirt for you guys, even though it's still snowy over here in Texas. Wearing a Fun Summer Friday shirt. But would love to hear any questions that you guys have. Again, we're here for you. So if you have any specific, even technical things of, hey, how do I do this? Whether it's strategy, whether it's technical, I'm here with Lorenzo, with Natalie. Also, Kara is here with us. Kara, I need to make you a moderator next time. So Kara's one of our partners with Coach Bert, and she has done a ton of funnel stuff. And can answer a lot of questions too. So if you guys have any questions, we're gonna keep this chat open for a little while. Otherwise, you guys are welcome to leave and bail. But I want to thank you for being a part of this community. This is one of the funnest things that I get to do, and I love seeing you guys show up here consistently. And we're going to keep adding value to this. So we spend a lot of time putting these together. Hope you guys are getting tremendous value out of these that you can actually go and apply. So we're going to keep putting together resources and training. But let's open it up for a few questions here. Anyone that has any questions, feel free to jump in. Yeah, we love this tool because we actually use it every single day. So everything that we do, if you ever have a question of like, hey, can Genie Rocket do this? Just look at our stuff, because everything that we do is actually on that platform. So whenever you get text messages from me, and I apologize if I've been blowing you up a little bit lately, we've been sending out a lot of messages, but whenever we do texts or emails or ringless voicemail drops, or if you get appointment confirmations, all that's coming from Genie Rocket. Also, everything that we build on the site too. So if you go to genierocket.com, that entire site is built on Genie Rocket. Everything that you see that we do is all on the platform, and we're pushing it to its limits. So we hope that brings some inspiration to you guys. If you ever think like, what's possible, watch us. We're the best example of what you can do with it. Whenever we're doing sales calls, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but you can place outbound calls directly from the tool. So we actually just push the phone button right next to the person's name and calls the person, records the call, and then you can actually take notes. You can add a calendar event, you can add tags, everything from one screen. So we love it that we can follow up with our current customers. We can talk to new prospects. We can do it all through that same tool, and it all happens in line, which is great. And then, yep, you can do, Shelby, I don't know if, when you say automatic replies, can you ask that in a different way or be a little more specific? And maybe I missed some context there, I'm sorry. Yes, you can. So this is a great feature. You can set up automation with listeners. So Shelby asked, if a customer responds with X, can we respond with Y? So what she means by that, if someone says, give me the deal, or I'm interested in this, or they put in like a code word, can it automatically trigger something in an action? And the answer is yes. So we've done this before. So you can actually make it say, hey, if you text the word free to this number, you're going to get this resource. And you can set up a trigger to say, if someone replies in text and it includes this word, which is great. So if they write a sentence back, it just needs to have that one word in there, or that one phrase, then automatically do this action. So you can have an automated text back to say, hey, here's your resource, and you have that in the link. They click the link, they get it, or it can have an automated text back to them that just says whatever you want it to say. But you can automate everything. Think of this like, I don't know if you guys had Legos when you were kids, but this is like a big box of Legos, and you can really construct almost anything you want out of it. It's just a matter of figuring out what are you trying to accomplish. And then that's why we're here, to help you guys figure out how to build your Lego kit with this tool. James asked triggers and keywords. Yep, so what that means, James, is inside the tool itself, there's a section that says triggers. And when you click on a trigger, that basically means an action step that has to happen in order to trigger an event on this side. So a trigger could be when someone fills out a form, when someone clicks a specific link, when someone books an appointment, when someone completes a 2-step checkout. Then it's going to do this on this side. Then it's going to send you a text notification. It's going to send you an email. It's going to add them to a campaign. So think of it kind of like the if this, then that. So you can create all these triggers over here that can then apply to all these actions over here. I hope that helps. And just as an example, so we've got a trigger. So Mark Britton, who, I don't know if you're still on Mark, but Mark just signed up. We're actually building a funnel for him. And I just got the automated text here. I know it's kind of hard to see, probably just see my family in the background, but I get a text saying new Genie Rocket free trial sign up. Welcome, Mark Britton. So that's an example. When someone fills out this form to start a free trial, then you get an automated message back. So that's a great way to use it. Yeah, so good to see you guys on here. We've got to do some shout outs here. We've got Shepherds of Men on here. You guys are awesome, building the funnel for them. We've got Laura Johnston on here, Catherine. Yep, James, Shepherds, Kara, I don't know if you're still on here. Appreciate you guys all being on here. I might not have gotten to all you, but thank you guys for joining us and being here. Are there any more questions before we end here? We can take a few more if you guys either have a technical question or a strategy question. Kara, hey Kara. But appreciate you guys joining us. I hope you've liked this experience. Again, we've moved away from Zoom, and this just makes it a little bit easier, like one click to join, and really thinking about you and your business. If this makes sense for you guys to use something like a tool like this, I highly recommend it. It's been pretty awesome. All right, a couple more minutes and we'll sign off here. I'll just put this up one more time in case you're interested in Demio. Again, they're a partner of ours, they're friends of ours, and we have an affiliate program with them. So if you do want to sign up, click my link so we can get credit for it. That would mean a lot to me, and it's a great way to do webinars just like this. Really, really, really cool tool. It's very much like it's the Genie Rocket of webinars. So if you want to host webinars like this that are fun, easy, represent your brand well, highly recommend it. Ends up being super inexpensive, and between you and me, much better solution than like Zoom. Zoom to me feels like kind of the old Microsoft version of doing webinars, and this is like the new modern version that does a really good job. They've got a great brand, great people over there. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys got a lot of value. Please apply the things that I teach. I want to see you guys grow and get unstuck, and these are the things that will work. So would love to hear lead magnet examples that you do, and we'll personally go through your lead magnet. So if you want to, like for next Funnel Friday, or if you want to email us or text us, we'd love to see what you're building. We'll give you some tips on it. We'll give you some insights of how to make it better. We'll go through it, download it, read the content, and we want to be in your funnel. We want to go through it and see how it works and help you guys get better and better. So we're here to help you guys grow. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. You're going to get an automated email with the replay link so you can go watch this at any time or share it. And please help us grow. So if you know someone that deserves a platform like Genie Rocket to grow their business and wants to be a part of this community, share the link. They can start for free, and we would love to help them continue to grow. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.